Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari yamunatiravanachari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Jamunatira Vanachari. Jamunatira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 6, Text 3. Sono pravishto bhagavan cheshta rupena tam ganam bhinnam samyojayamasa suptam karma prabodhayan. Sono pravishto bhagavan cheshta rupena tam ganam bhinnam samyojayamasa suptam karma prabodhayan. Sono pravishto bhagavan cheshta rupena tam ganam bhinnam samyojayamasa suptam karma prabodhayan. Mataji? Saha, that anupravishtaha, thus entering later on. Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. Cheshta rupena, by his representation of, by representation of attempt. Tam, them, Ganam, all the living entities, including the demigods. Bhinnam, separately. Samyojayamasa, engaged to work. Suptam, sleeping. Karma, work. Prabodhayan, enlightening. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Thus, when the personality of Godhead entered into the elements of His energy, all the living entities were enlivened into different activities, just as one is engaged in his work after awakening from sleep. Purport. Every individual soul remains unconscious after the dissolution of the creation, and thus enters into the Lord with his material energy. These individual living entities are conditioned souls everlastingly, but in each and every material creation, they are given a chance to liberate themselves and become free souls. They are all given a chance to take advantage of the Vedic wisdom and find out what is the relationship with the Supreme Lord, how they can be liberated, and what is the ultimate profit in such liberation. By properly studying the Vedas, one becomes conscious of his position and thus takes to the transcendental devotional service of the Lord and is gradually promoted to the spiritual sky. The individual souls in the material world engage in different activities according to their past unfinished desires. After the dissolution of a particular body, the individual soul forgets everything. But the all-merciful Lord, who is situated in everyone's heart as the witness, the Supersoul, awakens him and reminds him of his past desires, and thus he begins to act accordingly in his next life. This unseen guidance is described as fate. And a sensible man can understand that this continues his material bondage in the three modes of nature. The unconscious sleeping stage of the living entity just after partial or total dissolution of the creation is wrongly accepted as a final stage of life by some less intelligent philosophers. After the dissolution of the partial material body, a living entity remains unconscious for only a few months. And after the total dissolution of material creation, he remains unconscious for many millions of years. But when the creation is again revived, he is awakened by his work by the Lord. The living entity is eternal, and the wakeful state of his consciousness manifested by activities is his natural condition of life. He cannot stop acting while awake, and thus he acts according to his diverse desires. When his desires are trained in the transcendental service of the Lord, his life becomes perfect, and he is promoted to spiritual sky to enjoy eternal awakened life. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijanas Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Brindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhyayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Brinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Sonu pravishto bhagavams cheshta rupena tamganam bhinnam samyojayamasa suptam karma prabodhayan. Thus, when the personality of God had entered into the elements by his energy, all the living entities were enlivened into different activities, just as one is engaged in his work after awakening from sleep. Hare Krishna. So, we are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam. In this particular chapter, the pastimes of the Lord dealing with the creation is discussed. Srila Prabhupada is always very careful in giving Srimad Bhagavatam that Krishna's all the pastimes are equally important. Not only Krishna's pastime of playing flute and intimate dealings with these loving devotees in Vrindavan. So, there are certain sampradayas, even presently also existing. They say that we don't have to worry about any other texts. We only read about our Acharya's poems. That is sufficient for us. So those poems are very nice, esoteric, and nothing wrong in that. Nice poems dealing with the pastimes of Krishna and Vrindavan and other places. So there are some sampradayas like that. So they keep them alienated from the original text, such as, or to speak of Vedas, they don't even go to the other Puranas also, Itihasas, Puranas. Only the particular Acharya's writing. with very sweet writings. So there is that kind of emotions they have got. But Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas, they don't segregate. Acharya's writing, especially the Goswami's writings, are not competition to Srimad Bhagavatam or competition to other Vedic texts. It is a complement to Srimad Bhagavatam. They are all complement to the Upanishads, ultimately the Vedas. So in this way, we have got a wholesome approach in approaching the sacred texts. That's why in the 10 offenses for the holy name also we say that offending the scriptures, Vedic literatures, in pursuance with the Vedic version, So not just one book or two books. We want to go with the whole wholesome literatures of the Sanatana Dharma. So in that way, within Srimad Bhagavatam also, there are attempts to eliminate Bhagavatam other cantos from 10th canto because nice pastimes are there and Krishna's intimate dealings are there. But there also we take wholesome Bhagavatam. Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam sukhamukhatamrta drava sangyutam pivata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavuka. So that doesn't mean only 10th canto. Nigama kalpataror galitam phalam, the wholesome fruit is from the first canto to till the last. So in that sense, Krishna's this Leela, yesterday Daoji was speaking about the three Vishnus. Vishnustu Trinirupani Purushakyani Ato Vituhu Ekam tu Mahatas Srishti Didiyam Andasamasthitam Triteyam Sarvabhutastam Tani Yatva Vimuchyate. So three Vishnus are there, So in the Srishti Leela, we are discussing about Vishnu, our Lord, entering into the creation. So why Lord has to enter just like this fan? And the fan can be there, but unless electricity enters into the fan, it doesn't rotate. So even a construction work, for example, unless that manager comes there, work doesn't go, It just go slowly or it doesn't work. He has to come, we say like that. So in this world also we say that particular energy has to be driven, So similarly, the cosmos is a material thing. It doesn't have a capacity to work on its own. So something has to trigger that. And the trigger is always done by a person who has a conscious person. So similarly, Lord enters in various phases. Specifically, the Shastra speaks about the Bhagavatam present chapter talks about Krishna. Like yesterday we heard in detail the expansions. So Krishna as Mahavishnu entering into various levels of creation. So in that sense, we have three Paramatmas. Ekam tu Mahata Srishti Dvitiyam Anda Samasthitam. So Lord as Paramatma enters into the material cosmos, the Karanodrishaya Vishnu enters. So he agitates the Mahatattva. And from him, the universes are emanating from, So that is the first Paramatma's Karanodrishaya Vishnu. Then, within each and every universe, Garbhodrishaya Vishnu enters, So that is the second Paramatma. When he enters, then it becomes activated. Then, when the individual universes are created, from Garbhodrishaya Vishnu's navel comes a lotus flower. And within that lotus stem, the 14 planetary system we often hear, they are situated. Within that, the Lord enters as Kshirodrishaya Vishnu. And when he enters, and there also the activities takes place. So in this way, Lord mercifully being situated in one place in Goloka Vrindavan, Goloka eva nivasat akilatma bhuto. He is staying in Goloka Vrindavan, but at the same time he is akilatma bhuto. He is entering into every individual soul's heart. So then the activities takes place. Srila Prabhupada gives an example of just like when a sleeping person sleeps. As soon as you get up in the bed, how do you know what is our name? How do you know I am son of so and so person? I am working in this place. Everything we forget during sleep, correct? So, sleep means the physical body is resting, the gross body is resting. Mind is active, correct? So, unless the physical body is active, we identify with the physical body that I am so and so, like we can identify ourselves. But the physical body and mind connection is cut during the sleep time. So when the physical body and mind connection is cut, we cannot relate to the physical world. Just like we hear how we know anything. If you want to know a color of a bottle, example, the eye has to be in touch with the bottle, color. Like the clip, for example, it is yellow in green in color, something. So the eye has to be in touch with this object. If something comes in between a paper or something, I won't be able to see this color. So the eye has to be in touch with the object, and the eye has to be in touch with the mind. Mind and eye has to be in contact. And that's why sometimes if the mind is not in contact with a particular sense, then we may see many things, but we may not realize. In class also, the sounds are going on, and sometimes the teacher asks, you are here, but where is your mind? So mind has to be in touch with the ear, mind has to be in touch with the eyes, then whatever they receive, it will register. And not only mind, the mind has to be also in touch with the Atma, soul. The soul is a recipient of knowledge, correct? So if there is a disconnection in this path, the world outside, the senses, the mind, and the soul, the transfer of knowledge doesn't take place. So, and all the identification are based on this channel. So when we go to sleep, what happens? This channel is cut in between. What is cut? My eyes, my ears, my nose, my skin and all, they are resting, and the mind is away from that. So the channel is cut, so we cannot, even the ears are open, but while sleeping, so many sound may be coming. If somebody is sleeping, he cannot hear the sound. Somebody is sleeping and you speak something, he cannot hear anything because the ears are open, but the mind and ear connection is cut now. So, but the mind and the soul connection is intact, that's why we get dreams, correct? So the mind and soul is connected, so dream comes. So in this way, when there is a connection is cut, the knowledge, the understanding, awareness become cut also. And the Swapna stage, the dream stage, means the mind is active and it is in touch with the soul. But there are certain stages, the mind and the soul also, they get separated. They are not in touch with each other, That is called deep sleep. So in the deep sleep, what happens? Dream also stops. Dream stops. What to speak of physical body, they are also resting. So there is no dream also comes. That is called deep sleep. That is, technically it's called as Sushupti Avastha. Jagrat Avastha means now, right now, ears are there, mind is touch with the ears, so sound is going on, and the soul is in touch with the mind, so the processing is going on. But during deep sleep, what happens? In the mind also disconnected from the Atma. So then the channel of awareness completely disappears. So there is no awareness. So in that stage, no dream also takes place. So as soon as a person gets up from the bed, then what happens? The senses become awakened, and the mind comes in touch with the senses, and the whole channel operates again. But at that time, because of this long gap, night sleep, then the whole process again has to start. So how a person knows that my name is so and so? Just like, in the car or, in the mobile phone we have got. We switch off the mobile phone at night. It's like a sleeping stage. But then as soon as you start the mobile in the morning, then what happens? The mobile gets on and everything comes up, correct? The clock doesn't show the fresh time, it doesn't show the old time, it shows the fresh time. So that means inside there is something, process is going on. Similarly, when the gross body is sleeping at night, the mind is active. So as soon as you get up in the morning, the mind again brings back the old memories. So how that happens, the scientists may give so many other understanding, but here Bhagavatam says, Krishna gives that memory. Who are you? Sometimes we say as soon as a person gets up, he forgets who is he. Some kind of story we hear. So Krishna, he gives that particular understanding that you are so and so. So this is everyday happening in our life. Similarly, when we keep on going from one body to another body, at the time of dissolution, the whole creation shuts down, And that time what happened? The material world, including the jivas, they all enter into Mahavishnu's body. It's like a winding up of the mela, So everybody goes into Mahavishnu's body. So that time the Jivatma goes into a deep sleep for, Prabhupada writes in the purport, for almost 100 celestial years, So they are in the body of Krishna, in the womb of Krishna, Mahavishnu. So that time Mahavishnu feels, all the Jiva, just like a mother having the child in the womb, She is happy, but she is waiting when the child will come out. The child is the more closest to mother when the child is in the womb, correct? But mother is happy. Everybody goes to the doctor. When is the date of delivery? When is the date of delivery? Waiting. Oh, mother is already having a child within her womb, very close to her heart. But they want to see the child out, correct? Similarly, Mahavishnu is holding all the jivatmas within his womb. But he is not happy. He is not satisfied. So, what Mahavishnu does? He does his creation lila. Let me bring out all the jivatmas who are in a dormant, their gross body is sleeping, their mind is also sleeping, and the soul is separated, and there is no practically awareness as such. So let me bring them out and help them so that they can get back into their activities, So that is the purpose of the creation. So what kind of activities? Activities is just like a mobile phone. When you turn it off, it again starts, where it left off, Similarly, the jivas, they have a desire. With that desire, they went into Mahavishnu's body. As soon as they come out after 100 celestial years, imagine how they can remember what they wanted, what are their plans remaining, what their unfulfilled desires are there. They have to start from where they left off. So that time, Mahavishnu, he reminds them, these are all your desire, this is your identity, this is where you left off hundreds celestial years before. So again start from here. And Prabhupada said that particular activity is called fate. The desires of the jivas are reminded by the Lord. So, and this is everlasting process. But Krishna, Mahavishnu is not satisfied with just with that, but he has some other plans also. So what is the plan? That somehow or other I should direct these jivas to perform a right activity by which they will come back to me. So for that, Lord planned a particular idea, particular method, that is called giving the Shastras. So, for example, Kaviraj Goswami says, Veda Shastra kahe sambandha bidhaya prayojana, Krishna Krishna Bhakti Prema Tina Mahadana, Mukhya Gauna Vritti Kimva Anvaya Vithireke, Vedera Pradigya Kevala Kahaya Krishna ke. So the whole Veda Shastras, why Krishna gave these Shastras? so that the jivas can utilize their human life in this creation. Just like the Shastras say that Krishna not only gave the human beings the various types of body, but jivas various types of body, he given human body. The human body is like a boat. Using the boat, you can cross the river, ocean. So the human body is like a oar or a boat by using which you can cross the ocean of this samsara. But then, if they're using that same boat or same oar, instead of crossing the river, they are taking the boat towards the waterfall and falling from the top of the mountain in the river, and they kill themselves. So whose fault is this? Not a fault of the boat, but it is misuse of the people who are using the boat. So that's why Krishna not only gave the boat of human body, but he also educates them how to use this boat of human body. That for that reason Krishna gave the Shastras. So the Shastras are like a guiding principles. The human body is like a boat. And using that Shastras and the boat, a person can easily cross the river from one side to other side, going back to Krishna's place. So that is the purpose of the whole creation. And Krishna always, again and again, without getting tired, he does this creation. Every now and then, he creates. But then, when he does the creation, Krishna also sees that even though I have given them Shastra, I have given them the human body with the developed senses and intelligence, how to use the intelligence I gave the Shastra, but still they are not able to conclude the essence of the Shastra. So he also sends Acharyas. Acharyamam vijanayam navamanyeda karhichit. The Krishna himself comes as the great spiritual master, Acharyas. And the Shastras are like a huge forest. In that forest, there is a treasure is also there. There are animals are also there, tigers and lions and all. Some we may get caught up in that also. So, where is the treasure? In the dark forest, if somebody comes, the known person, the indweller of the forest, he comes with a torchlight and leads us to a safe, right place where the treasure is there. Then it is very easy, correct? Similarly, the Acharyas, the great souls who know the Shastras, who know the essence of the Shastras, they bring these conditioned souls into the right place. So for that, Krishna also comes as the spiritual master. So if we see in that way, Krishna's endeavor, creating this material world, bringing back the conditioned souls back into the material world, reminding them what they're supposed to do, and then giving them the Shastras, and also himself coming as the spiritual master. In this way, he does various activities to bring us back to him. Not only that, he also does a lot of incarnations. Like yesterday we heard, Krishna expands. This is a Purusha Avataras we are hearing now. Also, Krishna expands into various 24 expansions we heard yesterday. And also, Leela Avataras he explains. So, in this way, Krishna comes, and what is his agenda? That you see, I have also created this material world, and I am also coming myself directly. And I am displaying you these both things. What are the both things? That I am displaying in front of you the material world, and also I am displaying in front of you my transcendental pastimes. So whoever is with me, what benefit they got, and whoever went against me, what benefit they got. What is the result? So when Krishna comes, he says, you see, those who Vrajabasis who were with me, and what was their destination. And Kamsa and other parties, they were against me, what happened to them, So in this way, Krishna shows and gives an opportunity, gives option for the conditioned soul to decide that what you want to choose in your life, So in this way, Krishna, without forcing, he does all these activities. So, So these millions and millions of conditioned souls who are very fortunate to get human body, how much can actually come in contact with the real understanding, and how much they can come in contact with the, the Supreme Lord in a proper way, Sometimes if you ask devotees, why we are coming to temple, Like I was asking some devotees for Narsingha Chaudhary festival, that why all of you came to temple. So some devotees say that we came to take darshan of Narsinghadev. And then we asked that, have you all come to take darshan of Narsinghadev, or we all come so that Narsinghadev will see us, So it is an interesting question. We have come here so that we can see Gopinath Narsinghadev, or we come here so that Gopinath will see us, Narsinghadev will see us. But actually speaking, being in India, it is not so difficult. We are fortunate that it is not otherwise easy outside. But seeing Krishna and seen by Krishna, these things are, in one sense, not so difficult. Because, from Kanyakumari to Himalayas, everybody heard about Ram Krishna. Like Kumbh Mela, we went, 64 crore people came, and they were in touch with Ganga, Jamuna, Saraswati, taking bath and all. So it being in this pious land, it's not so difficult to get in contact with Krishna and Ram. So seeing Krishna, seeing Ram, Narsinghadev, and seen by Narsinghadev, Ram, Krishna, so in one sense, it's not so difficult, because who is the first person Narsinghadev darshan, who is the first person who got Narsinghadev darshan? Hiranyakashipu, correct? So Hiranyakashipu is the first person who see Narsinghadev, And who is the first person Narsinghadev saw? Prahlad Maharaj. So in one sense, the first person to see Narsinghadev is Hiranyakashipu, and the first person Narsinghadev saw is Hiranyakashipu, correct? And when Ram was there, did he see Ravan? Definitely correct. And Ravan, did he saw Ram? Definitely. Shishupal, Krishna sees Shishupal. Shishupal also saw Krishna. So this mutual seeing each other, in one sense, it is not so difficult. It looks like it's also possible. But seeing Krishna the way Prahlad saw, and seen by Narsinghadev the way Prahlad was seen by Narsinghadev, So that is a thing what we are supposed to walk towards. So in that sense, Prabhupada's contribution or Acharya's contribution is that it's not that they gave Krishna which is completely unknown to us, but they are giving us Krishna so that we can see Krishna the way Arjuna saw Krishna, the way Draupadi saw Krishna, the way the cowherd boy saw Krishna. And we want to be seen by Krishna the way Krishna sees the cowherd boys, Draupadi, Arjuna, Narsinghadev sees Prahlad. So that is what is a Srimad Bhagavatam is all about. So like Solas Ranath Maharaj explained that how one should study Chaitanya Charitamrita or Srimad Bhagavatam. He's mentioned that we have to study these Shastras, that what is that particular element which attracted Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give his mercy to Raghunath Das Goswami. What is that particular thing which attracted Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to give his grace to Sanatana Goswami? And what is that which pleased Krishna, the attitude of Arjuna which pleased Krishna. So in this way, if we study the Shastras, see the Shastras, then merely seeing Krishna or seen by Krishna, like Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur say, whether we want to see Krishna, but is it Krishna likes to see us, So we here act in such a way that Krishna wants to see us, So that is a understanding, how this seen by Krishna, seen by Ram. So when Prabhupada was in the planet, when Prabhupada used to come to airport, and devotees would be so happy and jumping and dancing, they'll be welcoming Prabhupada. So there was one devotee, Shrutakirti Prabhu, he was close to Prabhupada, and he saw the devotees are jumping and dancing in the airport, and Prabhupada is coming, and he felt that I am with Prabhupada, carrying his luggage, doing his every possible seva for him personally, but I don't get this happiness. But these devotees are so happy and jumping and dancing in ecstasy. So he felt very, morose, and he was become completely unhappy, and he did not say anything but came. And then when he was doing service to Prabhupada, his face was down and he was very unhappy, and Prabhupada noticed it. And so what happened? He said that I don't have any love for you, Prabhupada. These devotees having so much love, affection, they're seeing so much happiness they are getting. I am with you, but I am not feeling that happy. It went for 1 or 2 days. Then Prabhupada said that after 2-3 days, Prabhupada did not say anything. Then he finally said that, are you happy in serving me? Are you happy in your service? So he said, of course, Prabhupada, I'm happy. So, and then Prabhupada said that jumping and dancing, all these things are okay, but, doing a practical service, service basically the exhibition of one's affection and love, So, if you are happy in service means, then you are actually close to me, So, just like the cloud is very far, the peacock is down on the earth. But when the cloud comes, rainy cloud comes, the peacock is happily dancing. Sun is very far, the lotus is in the earth. But when seeing the sun, the lotus blossoms. So the distance, the moon is very far, the lily flowers are below, but moon shines, the lily flower blossoms. So the distance is one thing, but Hiranyakashipu is more closer to Nrsimhadev than Prahlad when he came from the pillar, in Mayapur temple. If you go, he came out of the pillar, and first person Nrsimhadev is searching is not even Prahlad. Who is the first person Nrsimhadev is searching? Where is that fellow Hiranyakashipu? Let me do something. Let me finish him off. So the person who is Nrsimhadev is eager to see at that moment is Hiranyakashipu. And probably the person who is the most eager person, to see Nrsimhadev is probably Hiranyakashipu, more than Prahlad, Martyu Kamosi, you fool, that you are desired to die in my hand. And you are talking about Madanyo Jagadeshwaraha Kwaso. You say there is somebody other than me who is Jagadeshwara. Kwaso, where is he? If he is Yadis Sarvatra Kasmat Stambe Na Drishyate. Yadi Saha Sarvatra, if he is everywhere, Kasmat Stambe Na Drishyate. Why he is not seen in the pillar? So that is a question asked by Hiranyakashipu, that if your Lord is everywhere, why? Because when Hiranyakashipu is talking to Prahlad, he was chastising him that, you are unfortunate fellow, because you can receive my whole property just being my son without any endeavor. I accumulated all the 3 worlds. Just being my obedient son, you can inherit all those properties, but unfortunately, you have to die in my hand, Son is dying in the hands of father, So when he's talking to Prahlad is not watching Hiranyakashipu. He is looking at the pillar here and there, because he is saying Nrsimhadev in the pillar. So Hiranyakashipu became a little upset. I am talking to you. His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj said that Hiranyakashipu, his frustration is not just he could not kill Prahlad, but his frustration was that he could not even get Prahlad angry with him, He could not even get Prahlad angry against him, That was his frustration, So I am chastising you, but you are looking at the pillar. What you are looking at pillar? So then he became angry. If he say that your Hari is everywhere, is he Kasmat Stambhe Na Drishyate? Why he is not seen in the pillar? So Prahlad replies, Kasmat Stambhe Na Drishyate. Why he is not seen in the pillar? Prahlad says, Stambhe Na Drishyate. Of course, he is visible in the pillar. Same words only, So when he said like that, is it so? Let me crack this pillar. So when Hiranyakashipu was, kicking the pillar with his fist, that time Nrsimhadev appeared. So that time the mutual interest, eagerness to see Narsinghdeva. Narsinghdeva wants to see, is between Hiranyakashipu and Narsinghdeva, So, this particular attraction, it is in that sense, it's also good, but it is not appreciated by the experts in the rasas, Anyabhilashida shunyam jnana karmadhyanavartam anukulyana krishnanushilanam, But the way Ram sees, the way Krishna sees, the way Narsinghdeva wants to see us, if you see that, the closeness is not of the physical proximity, but the mood and attitude, So, for example, when Ram met Guha, Ram meets Sugriva, Ram meets various other devotees like Sabari and all. So, these are the people Ram himself personally went to see them, In the Shastras it is mentioned that these people Ram actually went himself to see. Guham asatya dharmatma nishadipatim priyam. So Ram approached Guha. Then Sopya agachan mahatejo sabarim. So Ram himself went to meet Sabari. So even Jatayu also, Ram himself went where the Jatayu is situated. So these are the people Ram himself went to search for them. Not that they were coming looking for Ram. So Ravana was searching, when the opportunity is there for him to kill Ram. But these people are engaged on their own thing, but Ram himself went to see them, So when Ram went to Guha, Guha offered a lot of ingredients, lot of upacharas and lot of food from the forest he brought. But Ram said that I cannot take anything from you because I am a Kshatriya. Kshatriya cannot take any charity from others. So whatever food you brought, I am happy, satisfied, just you brought it. If you want to feed anything, feed my horses, my father's horses, So, Dasharath Maharaj horses were there. So he told Guha that you feed my horses, but I cannot take anything from you. But I am happy that you have come all the way to see me. So in this way, he without hurting him, he embraced him and he accepted all his sevas. But then the same Ram went to Sabari. She offered him fruits. Same thing, Guha is also indweller of forest. Sabari is also a lady dwells in forest. Both are like Adivasis. But from Sabari's hand, Ram accepted food and prasadam. And in fact, he glorified her that, I have been very much gratified by you. You offered me so much of devotion. It's very sweet fruits you offered to me. So why did Ram as a Kshatriya did not take from Guha, but accepted from Sabari, So the different grades of Ram seeing or Krishna seeing the jivas, and the different grades of devotees seeing Lord, that's what we are discussing today. So Hiranyakashipu and Narsinghdeva seeing each other of one grade. Prahlad seeing Narsinghdeva, Narsinghdeva seeing Prahlad is ultimate grade, Where we are in, which place we are here, We are also seeing Gopinathji seeing us. So are we in the place of Hiranyakashipu, Narsinghdeva? Definitely, I cannot say anything like that. Or are we in the place of Prahlad and Narsinghdeva, seen by Narsinghdeva, seeing Narsinghdeva? So in this case, when Guha was seen by Ram, he was very much pleased, but he did not accept the food offered by Guha. But when Sabari offered fruits, Ram enjoyed it and he was so happy and satisfied. And then Sabari did not even ask Ram any favor. Neither Ram gave her anything. Ram only asked her that please show me the place of your spiritual masters. I want to see them. So Sabari took to the Pampa Sarovar and Sabari showed him all the places where the spiritual masters worshipped the Lord. And their dresses, Sabari used to wash every day the spiritual master's dress, Matanga Maharishis and other rishis' dress, and she would dry them on the rope line. And she showed thousands years before my spiritual masters left this place, and still these robes are wet and the waters are dripping from there. See, this is the robes. And Ram and Lakshman got astonished to see this sight. Still the clothes are fresh. And she showed them that these are the flowers my spiritual master offered in worshipping the Lord. So the flowers are still fresh. Ram and Lakshman are surprised, and they are talking to each other. See, this fresh are still fresh after thousands of years. Then showing all the places with so much of happiness, Sabari is more happy to speak about their spiritual master than seeing Ram, and equally she is pleased. And then showing all the places, Sabari tells, my dear Ram, you asked me to show the places and speak about my spiritual masters. I have done it. Now, she says, Chakshusha tav saumyena putasmi raghunandana, that now I have been purified by your sight. Padamulam gamishyami yanaham paryacharisham. Now I want to reach to the abode of my spiritual masters. Padamulam. Whose Padamula? My Guru's lotus feet, because I am their servant. So I seek your permission that to leave you and go to my spiritual master's place. Now here the goal of one's life, Ram is personally present in front of her, but she is telling Ram that she didn't even ask Ram that, please give me something. She said, I am going to my Guru's place, you just give me permission. That's what Sabari is asking. And what Ram says, he was just astonished seeing Sabari, and Sabari just, from her own body, she created a fire, entered the fire. From the fire, she came out with a dazzling, bright, brilliant form came up with all the ornaments. Now no more matted hair and no more old withered dress, saree she's wearing now. Golden form emanated with all the ornaments, and she's so dazzling. And she just rised up to the sky, and Ram and Lakshman are just watching there, standing with astonishment. And Ram is telling Lakshman, see the greatness of Sabari. So, what is happening there, how Ram is looking at Sabari and how Sabari is looking at Ram, the mutual seeing each other, So here Ram, why Ram ate this food offered by Sabari, So the Acharyas gives understanding that the difference between Guha and Sabari is that Guha directly wanted to serve Ram, but Sabari, she served her spiritual masters for not just 1 day, 2 days, for decades and years, and year after year after year after year, probably centuries she served the spiritual masters. And because she was so much serving the spiritual masters and the Vaishnavas, Ram doesn't have to exert himself to give her anything great. For others, for Jatayu, she served Ram. So Ram has to exert. Maya anugyatatvam gachalokan anuttaman. That I am ordering you, Jatayu, you go to the spiritual world, But here Ram doesn't have to do anything. He just watches everything, because that is a power of serving the spiritual master of the Vaishnavas. The Lord doesn't have to exert anything, So just pleasingly, happily watching the happenings. So what is the process? The process of pleasing Vaishnavas, serving the spiritual master. That process is automatic process. As Prabhupada says in Nectar of Instruction, the devotional process is such a thing that it automatically drags on to the perfection. So Lord doesn't have to exert himself. Like in other cases, he has to deliver Jatayu personally. He has to do something to Sugriva and others. But here, Ram just watches Sabari, because the process of serving the spiritual master is automatic. So she ascends. And even though Ram, as a Kshatriya, he cannot take anything from others as a charity, but Sabari's affection to the spiritual master, Sabari's affection to the spiritual masters and serving Vaishnavas, it breaks Ram's policy. That he broke that policy and he accepted from Sabari. So in this way, the activities which pleases Ram, the activity which pleases Nrsingadev, what is that activity? Prahlad Maharaj adherence to Narada Muni's affection to the spiritual master. So such a spiritual masters, such a devotees, when they have taken lightly or when they are neglected, then the devotional process becomes very troublesome, and it doesn't makes the Lord happy. The Lord feel very bad. Somebody approaches him directly and deride the spiritual master. That's why Krishna says, Acharya ma vijaniyam navamanyeda karhichit. Acharya is myself personally present, One should not reject him, So Sabari got the opportunity to personally serve the spiritual master, personally take instruction from them. And through their instruction, Sabari got Ram. So by spiritual master's mercy, we get Prabhupada and Krishna. And it is because of Prabhupada's grace and Krishna's grace, we get spiritual master. So it is like a cycle, So if you break that cycle, then it is become ingratefulness. So through the great Acharya, one gets Krishna's grace, one gets spiritual master. And that spiritual master gives us opportunity to serve his spiritual master and Krishna. So in this way, without one, the whole thing doesn't get completed. So here we see that that kind of attitude, the attitude of not transgressing one's superior and going directly, that is not so much pleasing to the Lord. Rather, when Sabari performed this particular activity, that I am going to Gamishyami Padamulam, I am going to Padamulam Gamishyami, I am going to my spiritual master's lotus feet. Ram did not become, I am here, we are going somewhere. No, that is a place where Ram is actually residing for Sabari, So in that way, we want to see Krishna, we want to be seen by Krishna, but seeing Krishna and seen by Krishna is actually a great science. That science is what Srila Prabhupada is offering, the technology of devotional service, So that is what we have to learn from Srimad Bhagavatam. So Krishna's creation Leela is also exhibition of Krishna's that compassion, that how Krishna is giving us an opportunity to see him and to be seen by him. But seeing him and seen by him can be of various levels. So we have to come from that level of Hiranyakashipu, Narsinghadev, Shishupal and Krishna, Ravana and Ram seeing each other, to the platform of Prahlad and Narsinghadev, Sabri and Ram, the Gopas, covered boys and Krishna, how they saw each other. That is our goal of life. Hare Krishna. I'll stop here. If anybody have any corrections, comments, questions. Thank you. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.